Hey
Oh,
everybody,
hi. This is Vicki Draper with Healing Your Animal, and
Ariel Hubbard with Hubbard Health Solutions, and we're here to talk about cat scratch fever.
uh, not the actual cat scratch fever, but cats scratching, and
Does it make you crazy? Does it make you crazy when they're on the couch?
clawing the furniture in places you don't want them to.
Yes.
And as we're talking about that for cats, that we'll also be talking about this for people. um, because cats, well, let's just start off. Okay, I am a best-selling author, healer, and animal communicator with healingyuranimal.com. And Ariel is,
Been doing healing work for a long time. I'm celebrating year 30 with massage starting 2025, and I've been doing energy work for longer than that. And I love giving treatments and helping people. But we also do this podcast to educate all of you about some of the interesting aspects of our practice and also interacting with pets and people and things that we can do to help you guys have better lives. So,
yeah.
do your cats act out or are people in your life acting out? So, Vicki, what do cats do when they're acting out? What do they do? Rare.
Scratching. And so I want to dispel a myth that, because I hear this all the time, that, oh, my cat is doing it to make me mad. It's doing it on purpose. It knows I don't like it, so it's trying to, just get at me. And I have to say that is not true. Not true, not true, not true. Animals, cats don't think like that. They don't. That's a human thing. And so when your cat is scratching where you don't want it, they're telling you a message. So they're either stressed, or also when they're scratching, they have scent pads in their paw. So they're marking their scent. So, like if it's on your couch, because that's in your middle where you're, family time, they're including themselves in the family. And so if you want to protect your furniture, there's double-sided sticky tape that they don't like, you can put on there. But then better yet, I do that so you can then redirect them and get a scratching post, a big scratching post, and put it next to your couch or next to where they're scratching. And they will scratch that, and then they're also included in the family.
Makes
And
total sense.
yeah, and so you've got to give them outlets, and just one scratching post isn't going to be enough, because that's their way of de-stressing and things. And we have them living in our environment, and so living with people is stressful. It's not their natural, and so they need lots of places to be able to scratch, to be able to de-stress. And some of that you can get out with playing with them. And when you're playing with them, use a physical toy, like a little wand toy or something they can physically catch.
So, not a laser wand.
Lasers are not good for the animals. That causes stress because they can't catch
Uh huh.
them. And in the wild, anyway, that's why they're hunting to catch. And if they're never getting that
Get
need
frustrating.
fulfilled, it's very frustrating. So that's another thing. Switch from laser to a physical toy that they can catch, and your cat is going to be happier. And so, and then we'll segue into people, because cats love attention. Even though they are independent, they've got a bad rap, they still love social interactions. And they each have their own personalities. Some like it more than others, but they're not totally aloof and never wanting to be with people. They want to be included, they want to be loved. And when they don't get that, they can act out because you're giving them attention by saying, don't do that. It's like it's negative attention, but it's attention. So if they're not
Absolutely.
going to get if they're not going to get the positive attention, they're going for the negative attention because they're going for attention. So um, so love on them, provide the good outlets for them, and you're going to feel better. and then they're going to be happier too. Anyway, so
Absolutely.
so you can talk a little bit more about this with from the people perspective.
So, okay, there are a couple different ways that people act out. Number one, people like to vent, and they a lot of times vent inappropriately. So instead of creating a space where they talk to the person maybe they're upset with and saying, "Hey, is it okay if I talk with you about something? I have something coming up. I'm feeling triggered and I want to discuss it with you." And then getting permission from the person that they're talking to talk about it, they just launch into a verbal attack or a complaint or expressing negative feelings. That's not productive. That's not a productive way for people to basically take their what they're feeling inside that's negative and getting it out. And a lot of times people will enjoy trying to get someone else to feel negatively too. That's why people gossip because they want to get other people to feel negative feelings like they're feeling. And it's not a productive way to channel negative emotional energy. A much more productive way would be to exercise or to write about your feelings and tear up the piece of paper or to scream in your car or to punch a punching bag. It's not to complain and kvetch. The thing is, when you put that in the space between two people, it affects the energy fields of both people and it can affect other people that those people subsequently talk to because people will pass negative energy down the chain to other people that they talk to. And they've actually done science on this about the science of influence and how we're influenced by people close to us. But if somebody near us is in a negative mood and then we're expressing a lot of negativity, we're sharing our negative mood with them, they start resonating with that and they express it. Another way the body will, and I wouldn't call it acting out, I call it communication, but because most of us are really clueless about what's going on in our own bodies, pain. I deal with it in my practice every day. People have pain in their bodies. That pain is a communication. Gee, maybe you shouldn't spend 12 hours on your computer. No, I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but I'm been using that tone a little bit because people intentionally or sometimes unintentionally ignore what their bodies are telling them. Like if you have to take a bio break, take a bio break. If you need to eat something, you need to eat something. If you need to breathe, you need to breathe. If you need to stop, you need to stop. And when people ignore these basic requests, because our bodies are really trying hard to help us have the life we want to have and help us live a good, happy life. And the thing is, if we don't honor those basic requests, the body will manifest pain as a communication to get us to stop what we're doing that's not working and then to get us to basically do something different. And so a lot of times when I'm working with my clients, because I'm not just a massage therapist, I'm a holistic health practitioner, I'm also giving them lifestyle coaching. So I'm asking them like, why do you have this pain? Where's this coming from? How many hours a day are you at the computer? Are you drinking enough water? Basic stuff that you wouldn't think would be a big deal. But if we're doing an exam on basic self care, most people would fail miserably. They fail miserably. Their self care is terrible. And guess what they do? They come home, or if they're stay at home because they're doing remote work, all that negative energy. Guess who feels that? Their cats. Their cats pick up all that negative energy. Right, Vicki?
That's right. And then they're gonna want to scratch more to really
Just scratch more. So, people, you got to take care of yourselves to help yourself and your cats and your dogs too, and your horses and everybody else. You need to take care of yourselves, right? It's
Yes.
key. It's key.
And I love there's a store, local store, it's just cats. It's called Whole Cat and Caboodle. And the owner is amazing with cat knowledge and cat behaviors. And she has a class that she teaches called There Are No Bad Cats.
Ooh, that's great.
And I love that because that is true. There are no bad cats. They, like I said earlier, they're responding like a cat in a human environment. And we're expecting them to be like a human, and they're not. And we have
Huh.
to, be able to fulfill their needs because then when they're happy, they're not acting out or scratching your favorite things.
Okay, so we can't expect cats to act like humans. We can't expect dogs to act like humans.
Right.
That's important.
It
Okay,
is very important to
very important.
accept
Okay.
them for who they are and They're not malicious. It's never personal.
Okay, that's
If they're
important.
yeah, it's never personal because they don't that is not how their brain is wired.
And human beings are wired to hold on to negativity and to look out for it. That's our reticular activating system. It's looking and scanning for threats. It's also looking and scanning for negativity. So we constantly have to overcome some of our physiology and our biology in
Yes.
order to clear ourselves energetically and not like if you have a resentment toward your cat because it was scratching and then you're mad and then 3 years later you're still holding that resentment toward that cat and that cat like 3 years ago wasn't doing it personally towards you and now you still think 3 years later that the cat's holding doing it against you personally, you're going to react to that cat in a certain way that you wouldn't have reacted if you just let it go. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes, and then the cat is going to keep escalating its behaviors because you're
picking up on your
imposing more
negativity.
stress because you're putting negativity and anger and frustration toward them, you know?
We have to
So
learn to let it go.
it's a vicious cycle, yes.
It's a vicious cycle. There's
And until, like you said, you let it go.
there's a cycle in the pain. It's called the pain stress pain cycle, where the tissue gets tight and then it has pain, and then it gets tighter because there's more pain, and it gets tighter because there's more pain, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter until if the cells are not getting the nutrition that they need, you get experience necrosis. That is bad. That's still death. We don't want that. We don't want that. So like if you have a tight body, go see a massage therapist, get that worked out. If your energy's off and you can't clear it yourself, go see somebody who can help you clear and balance your energy. If your pets are having these same issues, have them go see Vicki because you don't want them carrying that stuff and you don't want to carry that stuff. And that's what we do. We help people address these issues. And that's the purpose of our pod in general and specifically today is to help people say, hey, maybe I should address that.
Yeah, because it's not gonna
Yeah.
ignoring it isn't going to get better, you know?
No,
And so
it's
and
not.
um that's where I provide the translation between your cat, well, in this case, we're talking about cats, but your animal, and you, and get you both on the same page where your cat is going, understanding where you're coming from, you're understanding where your cat is coming from. And then, it diffuses the frustration, gets you on the same page for more harmony, and then you can build going forward a more harmonious existence together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's key because, you want to have good energy not only with other people in your house, but also the animals in your house too.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 And so, science, there was a research done that a vet found that cats scratch more when they're stressed. So this is based on science.
Yeah. And NPR just did a story on this a couple of days ago. So this isn't just woo-woo stuff. This isn't just Vicky talking about this or me talking about this. This is an actual thing. It's real.
Is real and
Evidence-based. It's evidence-based, and, there's tons of evidence out there showing that, emotional stress makes muscles tight and affects people's body, and they have more pain when they have more emotional stress physically, and, there are tons of studies out there for that as well. So, these things that we're talking about today, they are real, and there is evidence, out there to back up what we're saying. So, we just
yes,
wanted you to know that. We wanted you to know. It's a thing.
yes. And in addition to me doing this for over 24 years and
Right.
knowing this on a different level, I'm glad science is proving it and showing it. And
Absolutely.
yes.
So how can people reach us? Vicky, how can they reach you?
All right, it's easy. Go to healingyouranimal.com. It has where you can reach out to, you can send me an email, contact me with my phone, and you can, even better yet, sign up for a free consultation. It's called assessment, and you just click sign up your, name and email on a time on the calendar that's there, and we will connect.
And then if you go under the media tag, you can listen to prior episodes of our show too.
Yes, and if you want to join my newsletter and get free tips twice a month, then that option is there as well. So everything you need to know about classes I'm doing or anything, it's all on healingyouranimal.com.
Awesome. And
How about you?
people can reach me at Ariel Hubbard, just like the spelling on the screen right there, ArielHubbard.com. And I have information about my classes because I teach over 100 different classes. I have information about the kind of work I do for healing work. And I also have a blog on there. And I have a really cool video on there about energy work. And it's a live action aura video of me doing Reiki in this particular video. And you can see the light shooting out of my hands. It's actually really cool. So, yep. So those are ways you guys can reach us, get access to more information, and get some more help from us. And we're happy to do that. And I don't think, do we need to talk about anything else with this cat scratch fever? I think it's
I
pretty
don't
dry.
think so. I think
Yeah.
we covered a huge amount in a short time here. The biggest takeaway is there's hope. You're
Yes.
not alone, and your life can change, even for your own, pain management, and then as well as with your pet and your relationship. And keeping your furniture all intact while your cat can be happy too.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Vicki.
Thank you, Ariel. It's great as always. And we will see you next month, the first Thursday of the month around 10 a.m.
And thanks to our listeners too. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us every month. We appreciate you.
Yes, and just if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to Ariel or myself, and because we're here to help.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.